Fredro Starr, happy to have you on the platform, my man.
Was good, man. Definitely, man. Glad to be here. What we talking about?
Hey, man, it's a lot of stuff I want to get into, man. I feel like it's a lot of people that interviews you, and it's a lot of stuff they didn't tap into. So, I want to get into that, man.
Okay, let's do it, man. I'm ready.
Yes, indeed, man. So, with that being said, man, let's get into it, man. So, Master J, he's the one that signed y'all, right, and gave y'all a chance.
Yeah, man. Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay, which is actually the godfather of hip hop. You know, Jam Master Jay. You see that? You rocking Adidas right now because Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? There would be no Yeezys without Jam Master Jay. Adidas wouldn't be a $1 billion company without Jam Master Jay and Run DMC. You know, when Jay met Run DMC, he put them on the Adidas and no laces, you know what I'm saying, the leather jackets, the hats. That was Jay. That was Jam Master Jay. He was architect. That was him. He built that. You know what I'm saying? And we still following what Jay doing right now. So when we met Jay, they was already movie stars and they was already doing their thing. And Run DMC was probably out about 10 years because we met Jay like about 88, 89, you know what I'm saying? Jay didn't have a record label, nothing. We met Jay in traffic. We met Jam Master Jay in traffic. We was coming from Jones Beach. It was like this big Greek fest in Jones Beach. It was mad kids there, all the college kids, and it was a traffic jam. And Jam Master Jay from Run DMC was in a van next to us for the whole traffic jam. So we was like, yo, could we smoke with you? He was like, yeah. We jumped. Yo, so now we in the van with Jam Master Jay from Run DMC, smoking with Jay, freestyling. He couldn't go nowhere. He was in the van in traffic for 2 hours. We had him. Then after that, we built a friendship with Jay, man. And they just had the trial. They found Jay's killers and they were found guilty, you know what I mean? And it was some dudes that he knew, apparently, you know what I'm saying? Dudes that slept in his crib and God's sons and all types of shit. They killed Jay, man. And it's just fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we built a friendship with Jay, even though we was on Jay's record label, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, we met Jay in 88, 89. We didn't get put on in like 92. You know what I'm saying? When Def Jam gave him the label, gave him the money, that's when he was like, yo, I'm ready for y'all brothers, man. Let's get this shit popping. Then he put Sticky Fingers in the group, which is part of Onyx. And Sticky Fingers is probably the most notable, you know what I'm saying, voice from Onyx. That was Jay's call. Jay put Sticky Fingers in the group. So Jay knew what he was doing with this hip hop shit, man. Jay would have been probably like Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? We probably would have Jam Master Jay headphones instead of Dr. Dre headphones. That's just how innovative he was, you know what I'm saying? He just, you know what I'm saying, before he could get to those great things I know he was gonna do, man, some suckers just took his life away, man. And, you know, whatever they took his life away for, whatever it wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it was $10 million, it wasn't worth it. Jay was worth way more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucked up.
Terrible, man. R.I.P. to Jam Master J. And I just found that out too, that, the two people that killed him, they just found them guilty. So, terrible, man.
And the crazy shit is, like the people that was in the studio with Jay, because somebody else got shot too, they knew who it was the whole time. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't say anything until 30 years later, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets kind of, you know, it's like, damn, like, you waited this long because, you know, the family and friends, they want closure. We can't bring Jay back. So to me, it really don't make no difference if a nigga go to jail or not. You know what I'm saying? But to like the family and shit like that, you know, they should have known that sooner. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have been able to live their lives 30 years later and party and bitches and do whatever the they was doing for 30 years while my man Jay is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? That should have been, you know what I mean? Even though we know the street shit, you ain't supposed to tell on niggas and all that, but you told on niggas 30 years later, right? It's like, so now, you know what I'm saying? You could have did that 30 years ago. If you was gonna do it 30 years later, that's all I'm saying. But like I said, at the end of the day, we can't bring Jay back, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to J Mr. J. And if I'm not mistaken, because I read this some months ago, so I might be wrong, but I did see some like was it something like the same guys that killed J Mr. J, they killed Big Stretch? Because he was from Queens. Or
I
is
mean, something like that, man. You know, this hip hop shit is crazy, man. Yeah, Big Stretch was from Queens, and like I said, there's different parts of Queens. And like I said, I named a lot of rappers, and I'm sure I missed a lot of rappers. Yes, Big Stretch was from Queens, Live Squad. They had an ill logo. Their logo was the back of a bullet. I remember that shit. But I don't really know the story about that story, but that's a Hollis Queens thing. You know what I'm saying? That if you ask me some South Side shit, I probably would know more. But yeah, that's a Hollis Queens thing. And it's crazy because when we met Jay and got put on with Jay, Hollis and Southside they really wasn't fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? We kind of brought Southside and Hollis together on some more music you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of ill because we was going to parties with the Hollis crew and the Onyx crew. We was rolling. It's crazy deep. I mean, you know, we changed hip hop in '93. It took all of us to do that. We had the whole Queens with us. Timberland boots, camouflage, bald heads, everybody, you know, just had that attitude. We was like the forefront of that like, you know what I mean? We was kind of like the start of that. We was getting all the game and we was looking at the drug dealers in Queens, you know, all the Supreme Team, you know, all the dudes in Baisley Park, 40 Projects. We was looking at them the way they was dressing with the Carhartts, camouflage and Timberlands, and we wanted to be like that. We just brought it into music. And Jay was the leader of all that shit, man. Jay was the leader, man.
and he helped y'all with y'all logo, right?
Yeah, you know. When I met Jay, he was like, yo, y'all niggas can rap. Where's y'all logo? He said, you see this Run DMC logo? I said, yeah. He said, you see Public Enemy logo? Yeah. You see EPMD logo? Yeah. Where y'all logo? So we just, four niggas just looking at each other like, we didn't have one. So we had to think of a logo. And that's why we came up with this. The Mad Face, man. Over 1 million hoodies sold. You know what I'm saying? 30 years later, the Mad Face is still one of the illest logos in hip hop. And Jay gave us that game. You know, like I tell any other rappers, I was just on the phone with my man Mac Mason. I was like, yo, you gotta come with a logo, man. The music I heard was dope, but where's the logo? You gotta, because that's what's selling. That's your brand. McDonald's got a logo. Burger King got a logo. Pepsi, Coke, everybody got, that's their brand. Yeah. So all these rappers out there, if you're listening, make your music, but where's your logo? What's your logo? You know what I'm saying? Because that's your brand. That's what's gonna sell.
That's real talk, man. But I gotta ask you, right? It's so much I want to ask you, man. It's so much we gotta get into. But it's a picture online of you and Pac at the Sunset Park premiere. Give me the backstory behind that picture.
Yeah, and I heard some bullshit online. It was like that was Jada Pinkett next to Tupac too, right? It's funny. The internet is undefeated, man. But yeah, Tupac, man. Tupac was like, he was like, he was like the sun. When he came around, you felt his energy. Like you see the sun is in the sky, you could feel it way up there, like you feel the sun rays. That's like Tupac. Like when he walks in, you could feel power. You know what I'm saying? I just did a movie called Sunset Park, basketball movie. Shout to the Sunset Park crew, Terrence Howard, my man Chi-Town, um, Drano, Talent, all those dudes, man. We had a great time shooting that movie. Busy B, DeAndre Barnes. We had a great time shooting that movie, man. We shot that like 1993. Rhea Perlman was the coach. It was a basketball movie. Great movie. And they did a soundtrack. Back in the days, the movies had soundtracks, you know what I'm saying? And on that soundtrack, there was MC Lyte, Mobb Deep, Onyx, of course, you know, we on the soundtrack, and Tupac. So Tupac being on the soundtrack, when they had the movie premiere, he was signed to Death Row at the time, rolling with Suge Knight and all them dudes. He came to the premiere because his song was on the soundtrack. So that was the reason he was there. Um, when he walked in late. Like the movie was almost like starting, and he walked in, and like everybody kind of like looked like to see who was coming through the doors, and you just seen like in the shadows, just like the whole death row standing in the back of the movie theater. And it was like, all right, stop the movie for a minute. Then they just kind of stopped the movie a little bit. He sat down. When he sat down, I was like, oh shit, Tupac is in here. You know what I'm saying? Tupac at that time, he was the biggest star in hip hop. He was the biggest thing going. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So he comes in with Suge Knight. And this is before, I don't know if this is before, I think this is before the beef with Biggie, I think. I don't think there's no East Coast, West Coast beef at this time. I don't know because, all right, he comes in with Suge Knight, the whole death row. They sit in the back, like 2 seats behind me. So I'm like, oh, shit, this nigga Tupac about to watch me on the big screen. So now I'm like, you know, I had a date with me, and I'm like, I forgot who I even had with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at him the whole movie. I'm not even watching the movie. Like every time something crazy in the movie happened, I'm watching him. And he's just like having a good time, throwing popcorn and laughing, and just he's enjoying himself. You know, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga Tupac, you know, he digging the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, and I'm the star of the movie. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my starring roles. So after the movie is over, you know, most times after the movie is over, they do the pictures. So now everybody's in the lobby. Yo, Tupac, Fredro, take a picture. Boom, boom, boom. We took a picture. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that picture was the only picture that I seen from that night with me and him. But we took a lot of pictures. That photographer, whoever that photographer was, took a lot of pictures of me and Pac that night. But that's the only picture that I saw. And when I seen Pac, when we took the picture, he was like, yo, you did your thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like congratulating me. And I just felt like, damn, like, cause at the time, I had the movie called Strapped Out. Tupac had Juice, kind of like at the same time. So we kind of came in a movie game at the same time. So I thought he did a great job in Juice. I was like, yo, this nigga's an ill actor. I thought he was, you know, better than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I saw him at the movie premiere, I was like, oh shit, this nigga's really like fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? So after we take the picture, Suge Knight was like, yo, let's take a walk to the parking lot. I want to talk to you. I'm like, all right, cool. So me, Tupac, and Suge Knight, we take a walk. Just us three. Everybody else kind of stayed back. So we walking in the parking lot, and we post up. They got the Rolls Royce. We kind of like post up next to the Rolls Royce. Pac had the I don't know if it was a white Rolls Royce. It was convertible. So Nick lit up a blunt. You know what I'm saying? I had some weed. He had some weed, and then Suge Knight was like, "Yo, good movie, man." He's like, "Yo, I want to sign you to Death Row," and I'm like, "Huh? Like what? What are you talking about?" Like, you know, Suge Knight had a reputation for being that nigga, like, you know. And when I was talking about energy, like Pac is the sun, Suge Knight is the moon. That nigga, he got the dark energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt that shit. Like, so when he was like, "Yo, I want to sign you to Death Row," I kind of like, I got shook. I was like, but I'm already signed to Def Jam. I was trying to figure my way out this shit. Nah, don't worry about that. I'll figure that shit. I know Jay. I know Russell. I'll take care of that. Ain't nothing to worry about. But the nigga Tupac was looking at me like, he giving me that side eye, like he wasn't encouraging the shit. He wasn't like, yeah, nigga, sign with Death Row, nigga. We got it. I ain't hear none of that from that nigga. That nigga was quiet. That nigga was like, I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'll get at you on a later note, but we'll go back to the, you know, people, whatever. And that was that, you know? So that was the night of that party. That was from the Sunset Park premiere, 1994 probably. Yeah, man, that was ill.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So Pac, he was giving you that look like, yo, don't sign the death row.
Right, right, like you don't want to do this, my brother. Like, stay where you at, my nigga. And you know what? I would never. even though Death Row and them niggas was popping, they was the biggest things in hip hop. Let's keep it real at that time. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, we was on a Chronic tour with them niggas, man. I mean, these niggas had $1 million set every night. Like their production was $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas was on a whole nother level. But my loyalty to Jam Master Jay, I would never, ever even think about some shit like that. Unless Jay was with it. Unless Jay was like, all right, cool, we gonna cross connect this, collaborate this shit. Then I'll be like, all right, cool. But I would never like, you know what I'm saying, do some shit like that. Because Jay put me in the game, like, there was no reason to do anything like that. We was rolling with Def Jam. Def Jam was, you know, was probably number 2 in the game as far as selling records. So we was still rolling with the winning team, the championship team.
Right. But when you look at it in hindsight, right, do you look at it like, yo, I made the right move not to go to Death Row?
Well, Tupac is not here anymore. Rest in peace to Pac. And Suge Knight is in jail. So, I mean, I don't know, you know, who knows? I can't tell the future, but that's real. That's real where they are right now, you know? So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Snoop is in a wonderful place, but he got off of Death Row to get there, you know what I mean? He had to contact a nigga like Master P to get him out his deal and make things happen for him. So, you know, well, Suge Knight was trying to get a nigga like me over there. Niggas was trying to get out of there. Escape from Death Row, you know what I mean? Escape from Death Row. But if I would have been on Death Row, I probably would have been, I don't know. I don't know. I would have probably, you know, the battery gets, when you got power, money and protection and niggas behind you, there's a battery in your back. That shit might have turned me to a fucking animal. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It turned Pac to an animal. Pac wasn't like that before he got the Death Row. He was militant, you know, coming from his family background, but he wasn't really a wild nigga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Juice, of course, you know, Bishop was a wild nigga in Juice, so maybe that was the set off. But I'm sure when he got with Death Row, he felt invincible. As anybody would probably feel. I would probably too. Like, yo, niggas ain't fucking with me. I got money, what up, what? Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real talk. But speaking of that, right? Speaking of Tupac and Suge Knight, I heard that Brandy, she told you not to go to Death Row. Is that true?
Well, that's the continuation to that story. Because at the time, I was doing a TV show called Moesha at the time, right? So after I went to the movie premiere, and I think Brandy was at the movie premiere. And I think I was with the girl from, what's the movie back in the days with the witches? It was like, they was like high school chicks and they were like witches. I was with the black girl with the curly hair because she was sitting next to me and Brandy was sitting there. M.I.E. Campbell was there too, so it was a lot. There was a lot of shit going on at the time. But yeah, I went to the set the next day and I was like, yo, Brandy, I was like, yo, this nigga Suge want me to sign a Death Row. You know what I'm saying? She was like, hell no. Don't do that, Freddie. Don't do that. I was like, all right. You know, but you know, cause we was mad cool and, you know, being on a, you know, on a TV show together, she was mad cool with me. We was good friends. And you know, Moesha was lit. You know, Moesha, we had Kobe Bryant coming to the set. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Kobe Bryant used to come to Moesha set and freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Cause him and Brandy was cool. He used to come to the set just to freestyle with me and Lamont Bentely. You know what I'm saying? Another one of my brothers that's not here, man. Kobe Bryant used to come to Moesha to freestyle with us, man. And yeah, Moesha was lit. So yeah, Brandy told me, yo, don't do that. Don't sign with Death Row. Don't do that. And I was like, okay, you ain't got to tell me twice. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there was no reason to do that, man. Jay was giving us everything we could ever dream of. We just got a new budget to do the second album, which was $2 million. Like, so it wasn't like we needed money, you know what I mean? Niggas was up doing TV shows, movie premieres. Like, I didn't need to do no shit like that. I'm a loyal nigga, and Jay put me on, so I would stay loyal to Jay no matter what.
That's real talk. I respect it. But Moesha, right? I want to get into that show, man. That show is legendary. I remember when that used to come on UPN. But actually, before we get into the Maya Campbell, what happened to her, man? She used to be bad back then.
Maya Campbell, man, yeah, man, from In the House, man. Because you know, when we filmed Moesha, LL and them was filming In the House, like on the next lot, because we were all filming at, it's called Gower, the Gower Studios, and we was doing Moesha over here, and LL and In the House, they were right there. So me and LL, we used to go to lunch every day. He used to drag me, yo, let's go to Shondora's. We go eat rock and roll clams, and he'd pick me up and be giving me game, because we was the only New York, you know what I'm saying, niggas on the set. So it was crazy because the funny thing, doing Moesha, I was on there for 2 seasons, and the second season, they pulled me to the room. They was like, yo, we want to let the show go in a different direction. I was like, all right, whatever. So I told LL, I was like, yo, I just got, they just told me from Moesha they ain't gonna be rocking with me no more. He was like, word, come over to my set, man. You gonna be on my show. I'm like, word? All right, cool. Well, we go to LL's set. He tells the producer, yo, this is my man Fredro. He plays him on Moesha. Oh, I know Fredro. Write him in. This my little brother. Write him in. The next week, I'm on LL's set with the broom. Yo, what up? Word. LL threw the bounce pass, crazy. Went up the alley-oop, crazy. But yeah, man, doing Moesha was fun, man. Ray J was he was a little kid at the time, full of energy, and Miles was the little kid. He was a wild little, you know what I'm saying? It was a good family, black people getting money. You know what I'm saying? And Lamont Bentely, like I said, rest in peace to Lamont Bentely, he played Hakeem on Moesha. He was so funny, man. Hakeem would have been Kevin Hart by now. Like, he was that guy. Like, he was funny, just a funny Nick. Like different type of fun. Like, this the type of Hakeem, like, yo, he the type of nigga who will walk in the room and just trip over and fall. And niggas would just laugh. Like he's funny like that. Like, it's like Jack Tripper he's funny. He uses his physical funny. Like, he's not scared to Lamont Bentely was a genius, bro. He was a genius, like Red Fox in him. Like, when we did that TV show, it was crazy because I never thought I could be funny. But when I watched Moesha, I turned being a hardcore nigga into being funny, because I wasn't delivering my jokes to be funny. They were like abrupt lines that were funny. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of worked it to my advantage, because when I got there, I sat with the writers and they asked me, we want to make the role as closest to you as possible. Can you give us some slang words that you say? And I was like, yeah, I call girls shorty. You know what I'm saying? What up, shorty? I call, dudes, what up, son? And they was writing all this in my lines. So they even wrote my character was from Queens. My character, Q, worked in a barbershop. This was all the shit I was giving them, because I started in the barbershop. I started in New Tribe Barbershop. Before I even got on, I was the best barber in New York. I made $1 million cutting hair before I was 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, I made $1 million cutting hair. Niggas thought I was selling drugs and shit. That's how crazy shit was. But and they took all of those things I was giving them and they made Q me. I was Q. I brought all that shit. Yo, what up, shorty? You know what I mean? That's all me, bringing all that to network television. You know what I mean? And at first, I was only supposed to have 1 episode, right? For real. So they brought me on for 1 episode because Brandy, she wanted a love interest. And when I did the first episode, the fan mail, because this show is a teenage show that caters to young black girls, right? So now she's bringing on this cool hip hop, fly gangster type nigga. The girls The fan mail was crazy, my nigga. It was like 20 boxes, for real. Yo, they brought the fan mail to my room. I wish there was the Instagram to show you this shit. It was so many boxes of fan girls. Oh, we love you, Q, and hearts and all of this shit. And I tried to read most of that shit, but it was impossible. So once they saw the fan mail, they was like, yo, we can't let this nigga go. We want to sign you on for a whole year. So I told my agents, get to work. We stuck them niggas up.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I know the females had to be going crazy, man. So did you get fired from Moesha? Like what happened, yo? You like disappeared at the end.
I didn't get fired. But you know what's crazy though? When they told me that I wasn't gonna be, because the second season, it was like 13 episodes. I think I did 6 or 7 episodes. There was like 6 left. But they got this thing called pay or play in your contract. So even if they cut you, you still get paid for those episodes. So even though I wasn't working for the 6 episodes, I still got paid for those episodes. So it was like, all right, fire me. I'm gonna still get paid for those episodes, and I'm gonna go do LL show. You know what I mean? So it was cool. But they fired me. They just wanted to go in a different direction. I don't know why, you know. And I just think they wanted to put it more to a white audience. Notice what they told me exactly. We're trying to go in the right direction. I said, oh, you trying to go in the right direction? They said, no, the right direction. I said, I swear, I can't make this shit up. I was in the office. They was like, oh, we're trying to go in the right direction. I mean, oh, you trying to go in the right direction? They was like, no, the right direction. Because they put her in college. She went to a white college. They was trying to, clean it up a little bit.
Right, right. I see, I see. But speaking of Lamont Bentley, right? I know I had DeAndre Buns on the platform, and he was telling me how close he was to him, and he gave me, his reaction when he passed away. So I gotta ask you, what was your reaction when he passed away?
Oh, man, this is crazy because I don't think I ever talked about this, ever. So, like I said, Lamont Bentley was my man. Smoke weed together. We used to go to Lamont Bentely crib on Sundays, and he used to have gang members over there. And it was these kids from New York called the Black Rose family. And these guys were 5%ers. And they were my peoples. My man Blaze, they were New York niggas. We had a whole New York crew, but we connected. And Lamont had his niggas from the hood. Lamont is from Milwaukee, but he was hanging with niggas from the hood. He had his hood niggas. And we used to go to Lamont Bentely crib on Sundays, and it was kind of like a church thing. Gang members, niggas, 5%ers, and we would build for hours, smoke weed, drinking, but niggas be talking about all types of real shit. Like Lamont Bentely was my man. He was smart. It was not just some on the set shit. Because sometimes you do movies and you do TV shows and you see people at the set and you don't see them after that. Lamont was like, that was my man. Like we go to clubs together. You know what I'm saying? Wilding. Like, so that night, he went to a club that night. He called me. He said, yo, I'm going out. All right, let's do it. Because we always went to clubs. All right, let's go. I fell asleep, my nigga. I fell asleep. When I woke up, I seen missed calls from Lamont Bentely. Yo, I'm going to the club. He already had left. It's like, all right, clubs close at 2 o'clock out here in LA, over with. So I woke up about 1 o'clock for my little smoking that LA OG, nigga, you niggas just fall. I fell out. Woke up my phone, I seen Lamont, he went out, Next thing I know, he died in a car accident. What? And the crazy shit is, me and this nigga had the same car. S500s. I had a silver one. The big just came out, 2000. I had the S500. He had the burgundy one. I had the silver one. He had the burgundy one. We was back to back. That's why he was like, yo, let's go to the clubs. Because we was pulling up, the Moesha boys, we was pulling up, you know what I'm saying? Little Miles had the BMW. We was fly niggas, man. We was always in the clubs, spending money. We was, young black niggas in Hollywood making money. We was always going out. That night I fell asleep. I ain't get to go out that night, man. And I woke up, sort of, you know what I mean? Then that shit was fucked up. I don't know who called me or how I found out, but I know if I was with that nigga, that shit probably wouldn't have happened. Not saying, you know, who knows? And that's just how life is. You never know what's gonna happen, man. You know?
Damn, man. And he was speeding?
I don't know if he was speeding, but like I said, he went to a club, and what you do when you go to a club? You drink, right? So he probably was a little tipsy. He definitely was, you know, we used to drink a lot. Drinking that vodka, you know, but I don't know. Like, I don't know the particular, but, you know, it was at nighttime, and he had just bought a new crib, and his crib was kind of like far. So, and I know when you in them highways in LA, it's when there's no like lights and shit. It's dark. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of canyons and mountains out here in LA. So, you know, if you tipsy, it's easily could, you know, some bullshit can happen. Yeah, man. And I just, let me, before that end, you know, I went to the funeral, man. I went to the funeral, and, you know, I don't like funerals. I do not like funerals. I went to the funeral, and it was fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? To see your man laying in a casket, the whole Moesha cast, man, was there, man, you know? Just, it's fucked up. It was hard, you know? And this is probably like the first time I'm really like, even like going into detail and talking about, like, nobody ever asked, you know? And I'm not gonna talk about it, but since you asked, yeah, like I said, Lamont Bentely was a genius. He definitely would have been one of the illest comedians in the game. Funny nigga, man. So we lost a good one. You want to hear something? You want to hear a story that connects that shit? There was an audition for a Denzel movie called, Derek Luke was in it. It was called, Denzel was directing it. Derek Luke was playing in it. It was called, and what's the name of this movie, man? Derek Luke played in the movie with Denzel. Anyway, I had an audition for this movie, and DeAndre Barnes went to prison for something. I don't know the particulars of what he went to prison for, but he was in jail. And I was at the audition with Lamont Bentely. And we both called the nigga. Well, we can't call him. He called Lamont Bentely's phone while we were at the audition. I spoke to the nigga DeAndre Barnes on the phone at the audition with Lamont Bentely. This is what I'm saying. It's like, I'll never forget that phone call, man, because I spoke to him. I was like, because my relationship with DeAndre Barnes is, we did a movie called Sunset Park. And the first day I went there, from New York to LA, they gave me a little crib. This nigga lived with me. That nigga DeAndre Barnes, he was from LA, but he was with me the whole time. Like, he was a little young nigga. He was with me, man. And we got you know, he was just a wild nigga, but I put him under my wing. He was staying with me on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was with me. So, you know, DeAndre Barnes, I got to know him very well. He's a phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal, like, you can't get no better acting than that nigga. There's nobody better than him. He's top 5 dead or alive actor. And I'm keeping it. That nigga, he's different. He knows how to dig into those emotions. People don't believe me? Look at DeAndre Barnes, I think it's called Get on the Bus, with Spike Lee movie. Remember that movie? Yo, killed it. That boy cooking. He know how to cook. You know, very beyond. He's always gonna be my little bro, type shit. You know.
Did you know Merlin Santana?
Merlin Santana, man. Damn, bro, another brother that's not here, man. Merlin Santana, man. Merlin Santana played Bud on the Cosby Show. I know this because we was on 125th Harlem. I had the red drop BMW. This is like 96. A blue BMW drop top pulls behind me, and nigga comes out like, yo, what up? Like, what's up? Like, yo, you don't know me? I'm on the Cosby Show. I'm like, oh yeah, what up? So we talking. We got the same car. This is when 125th by the Apollo used to be a movie. Crazy. Saturday night, nigga, this shit looked like the movie Paid in Full. I mean, cars, BMWs, Benzes, I mean, the whole New York came up there. Girl, it was crazy. Man, that's when I met Merlin Santana. So we was up there with the BMs. We got mad cool because we had the same car. So, like I said, he was on a Cosby Show. But then he landed a job on Moesha, right? Playing Ohaji, playing Brandy's first boyfriend on the show, on the first season. So when they called me to audition for Moesha, I never forget this shit. There was audition in Manhattan. And I'm cocky, give a you know what I mean? Got an audition, whatever. I got the Onyx jacket on, smoking weed, right? The audition's right upstairs. I'm downstairs smoking weed right before the audition, like, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Whatever. This strapped all the guy, you know, give a you know what I mean? So there's a black man walking down the street. I'm smoking. I look at the nigga. We lock eyes. I see him. He see me. I'm like, he see me smoking. He seen it. He goes up in the building. I go up in the building 10 minutes later. When you do audition, you sit on a couch and then the casting director and the producer of the movie is inside the room. You don't know who's inside the room. So I'm out, you know, reading my lines, getting ready for this audition for some Moesha shit. I didn't even want to do this shit. Niggas was like, I didn't want to do it. So that's why I didn't really give a f, because it was like, niggas was like, yo, it's a corny TV show. Don't do that shit. You know, because you tell your niggas what you do. Niggas was hating. You don't want to do that shit. Onyx is too hardcore for that shit. All right, whatever. The niggas was paying. Went to the audition. I walk in the room. It's the same black man that saw me smoking weed. So I'm like, oh, shit. So he's like, all right, yo, rap for me. I'm like, I thought this was audition. You know, you ready? So I started freestyling. Yo, I'm about to do this so-called Moesha, smoking reefer, piece to Latifah. I remember the exact lines, my nigga. And he was like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas call me later. Yo, you got the job. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got on Moesha. Now, I got the job to be on Moesha, to be the boyfriend. So they kicked him off the show. Basically, write him off the, now I'm the boyfriend on the show. So now he got a problem with me. Like, telling niggas this, I hear a little shit. But then he bags the Steve Harvey show. So you got the Steve Harvey show. This shouldn't be no problem, my nigga. You good. Let me live. Let me do what I'm doing. This shouldn't be no problem. And this is like the second season. This is like the second season. And never forget the day, man. I'm in a restaurant. Denzel had a restaurant on Melrose. I'm in there with Cedric the Entertainer. Cause I knew Ced because we just wrapped the movie called Ride. So me and Ced got cool. So we in the movie, and Ced the Entertainer is on the movie, on the TV show with Merlin Santana, right? The Steve Harvey show. They're on the show together. And I just did a movie with Ced. So we was cooling, and Denzel Washington, it was a soul restaurant. We chilling. Merlin Santana comes to the table and extends his hand like give me a pound. I'm like, nah, man, like, you talking about me, telling niggas I'm soft and all this shit. Nah, ain't no pounds over here. You know what I'm saying? And then he started kind of like beefing me. Yeah. So Cedric the Entertainer was like, yo, nah, y'all can't do this right here. Y'all niggas need to take that outside. This is Big Ced saying this, you know what I'm saying? So we go outside. Niggas about to fight, you know, everybody, you know, you go outside, everybody goes outside to see the fight. So niggas about to fight, it don't happen. And that's it, man. You know, we was about to fight, it never happened. And the funny thing about it is, Merlin Santana ends up moving in my building. I see the nigga in the elevator. Me and the nigga in the elevator together, we just start like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? Like, you live here? Yeah, we start laughing. And then we became mad cool after that. We live in the same building. We're going to be fighting. We're going to be at war. We live in the same building, my nigga. Like we was like, yo, man, that shit was stupid. It was dumb, you know. And you know, shout to his man Brandon, who was also on the show. And yeah, we and then you know what's so crazy? There's an episode of Moesha after all that beef episode with me, Brandon, Merlin Santana, and Usher. We was all on the same episode because Brandy had all the boyfriends trying to dance with her at a party. And this is after all the beef. So you know we was good because we on the set together. And that was probably one of my most favorite episodes because there was a line on there when Usher was like talking to Brandy, and I was like, yo, man, you better get up out of here before I have to usher your ass up out of here. Some shit like that. It was kind of funny to me. But yeah, man, that was the crew, man. You know, that was me, Merlin, Lamont Bentely, Usher, you know, Kobe Bryant. We was all coming to Moesha, man. That shit was lit. The set was lit.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. What was your reaction when he passed, man? They did him dirty, bro.
Yo, yeah, they did Merlin dirty, man. And
Real dirty.
they did him dirty, man. You know, when you hear somebody got shot in LA from New York, it sends a chill in your spine because you automatically relate to that shit because you're from New York. After that day, because I used to go to the hood all the time. Yo, what's up? Yo, you know, we gotta get some soul food. Let's go to Eminem's, do all that. Yo, when I first got to LA, I'm a hood, I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, nigga. I don't want to stay in fucking Beverly Hills, nigga. I want to go to the hood. She was good. She was good. Nigga, after that day, you ain't never seen my black ass in the hood ever again. Ever again. Nick told me one time, Nick, don't go past Pico, Nick. Guess what? I ain't going past Pico. You know what I'm saying? And after that, you know, you say to yourself, I'm from New York. New York, there's a lot of hoods in the ghetto I could go to. I can go to Harlem, I can go to Bronx, I can go Brooklyn, Queens. The whole New York is hood. Hood, ghetto, every fucking way. I can do that. LA ain't my hood. You in LA to do one fucking thing, nigga. You out there to get money. Stop fucking bullshit. Stay your ass in fucking Beverly Hills. Stay your ass in, like, stop it. Cut it out. That's why I learn, you know. You learn from other motherfuckers' mistakes. You know, you learn from other people's mistakes. You learn from experience, life. You know, I was in LA through the whole East Coast, West Coast beef, nigga. When all that shit was going on, I'm in New York. I'm the only nigga with the New York Yankee hat like this in the club, nigga. Like this. But guess what? There was no such thing as East Coast, West Coast beef. It was all bullshit. You know how I know? Because I was an East Coast nigga living in LA. And if there was an East Coast, West Coast beef, niggas would have been setting it off of me every time I went out. That's how I know this shit was bullshit. And I'm rocking a New York hat with the New York plates on the BMW like this. And I'm linked in. Jam Master Jay linked me with the right nigga. Niggas like Magic, the right niggas in LA. I was linked in through Jam Master Jay. So I was able to run around in LA with my shirt off. Do what the fuck I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Run around, I had niggas like Tata, rest in peace to my nigga Tata from Queens. I had him in LA with me. Running around. You know, I was in LA for that whole East Coast, West Coast shit, and nobody never said nothing to me. So I know that shit was just all bullshit. It was all niggas was just selling magazines. But the real niggas that was on the ground, they wasn't beefing with a nigga because he was from New York. Real niggas wasn't with all that shit. That shit was all fake. That shit cat, nigga. That shit cat. Niggas capping.
But speaking of that, right? Because I was gonna ask you about that. I actually heard that you got robbed during the whole East Coast West Coast beef.
I got robbed?
Yeah.
Never. I never get robbed. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Everybody got robbed, laid down. Certain stories just don't get told. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it 100. The niggas who robbed us, was mad, super mad. And they know why. That's all I'm gonna say. But them niggas was super mad. Super mad. But you know what, man? There's wolves everywhere. That's why you gotta know how to move in a room full of vultures, man. You can't be running around town with jewelry on and thinking shit sweet. Nah, man. You can't do that. And if you do, you gotta know how to move, man. And if you still know how to move, you don't know who's watching you. You could be sitting at Mr. Child's with the rollie on with the bad bitch and niggas to the next table looking at you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Follow you home. It's nasty work out here. It's crazy. So, you know, you could be precautious, but when it's gonna happen, when the jukes is gonna happen, it's gonna happen, man. You just gotta know how to handle it, man. You gotta know how to talk with a gun in your face, man. You gotta know how to motherfucking be poised and be a real nigga to deal with situations like that and don't panic. You know what I'm saying? Because if a nigga didn't know how to talk with a gun in my face, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. Nigga, we having a full on I'm having a full on conversation with a nigga with a gun in my face. Full on, hey, everything cool, my nigga, good, straight. Give it up.
Well, I'm giving it up. I mean,
Give
you.
it up.
I mean, you a different breed. So,
and this is what I'm saying. A nigga gotta know how to get robbed, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's an art to robbing niggas, and there's an art to getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to get robbed. A lot of these niggas don't know how to get robbed, and they not here no more. You know, anything is life is not replaceable. I just had a little bullshit accident before I came. Yo, I don't care. It's a fucking things is replaceable. Can't let anything that's replaceable. Like, who cares? The chain is worth 50. Give it up. If it's worth 50, you should be able to buy another one. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna buy a chain for 150 if that's your last. If you got a $100,000 chain in your neck, you should be a millionaire. That's 10% of $1 million. So if you rocking 100, you know what I mean? And if that's the case, give it up. It ain't worth it, man. Your life is a lot of crimes ain't worth it. These niggas out here doing stupid crime, doing stupid shit for something that will give you this much time in jail. It just don't make sense. Criminals, before you do the crime, look how much time you get. You know what I'm saying? Before you do it.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Do the crimes with the less time.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. I mean, you said some real shit, man.
These niggas is crazy. Niggas kill a nigga. They try to rob a nigga, kill a nigga, and then try to burn the car so the cops won't have no evidence. How about you motherfuckers ain't robbed the motherfucker in the first place? Stupid. Now you want to get rid of the evidence? Dumb niggas, man. Stupid criminals, man. I'm going to start a web series called The Stupidest Criminals. Watch. There's some stupid niggas do stupid shit and always get caught. It's crazy. It's weird to me. Anyway.
Real talk, man. But speaking of the East Coast, West Coast beef, tell me about the time that you invited Biggie to the, Moesha rapper party.
Right. So like I said, the whole East Coast, West Coast shit was going on. And, Biggie was in LA doing skits for his album. I think the whole album was finished already. So he was doing skits for his album. How I know? Because he told me this. I'm coming out the Beverly Center. Beverly Center is like the big mall in LA. Beverly Hills, fly shit. Coming out the Beverly Center. If you know about the Beverly Center, you know about the valet. Everybody valets in the Beverly Center, right? That's where you see people sitting waiting for the car. That's where everybody, you might see anybody walking out that motherfucker. So I just got the valet, pulled out. I seen Biggie getting out a fucking truck. I'm like, is that Biggie? Oh, shit. Make a U-turn. Yo, what up? Jump out the car. Yo, what up? What's poppin', man? What's good with y'all niggas? This is all in valet at the Beverly Center. Y'all niggas doing? I'm saying we out here just doing skits for my album. Come through the studio later. Word, yeah. Matter of fact, yo, we having a Moesha rap party. The rap party is like when you finish the season, they have a rap party. They have like a party for all the, all the cast members, directors, the writers, everybody who works there. Come to the rap party. The rap party was right on Hollywood Boulevard at one of them little joints, Viper Room or one of them joints. Biggie came to the rap party. Him, Little C's, and everybody from Moesha was like, oh, big, because it wasn't like no real live, it was like a little party. Biggie's in the rap party, the Moesha rap party with Little C's with us smoking. We in there blowing it down inside the club. Biggie smoking weed with the little midget. They had a little midget that was standing in for the kid on the show, Miles. So the midget was smoking weed with Biggie. It was fun, man. And yeah, so after that night, Biggie was like, yo, come to the studio, man. I'm in the studio in North Hollywood. I'm like, word? Give me the address. He gave me the address to the studio in North Hollywood. This was 1 block away from where I was staying at. I walked to the studio. I couldn't believe how close it was. I was like, yo, bro. I'm like, yo, the studio's like 1 block from my house. He was like, oh, word, huh? Go to the studio. He doing the skits for the album. Yeah, I know I'm gonna fuck you up. You know all them skits on Biggie album, Life After Death? Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. All that shit. He was doing that in the studio. I'm watching him. We blowing it down. So we go back to the 4 Seasons. He plays the whole album for me, Life After Death. I heard the whole album. The first time I heard the album, Biggie was mumbling that shit with the crutch, sitting down, eating 2 plates of food, smoking fucking pounds of weed. We in the fuck 4 Seasons. He got 2 connecting suites. Bitches just coming in and out of rooms and real shit. Him and his, big boy shit, man. We up in this blowing big shit, you know what I mean? Blowing weed and shit. Biggie, I'm hearing the whole Life After Death. I'm like, play that shit again. Listen twice. I'm listening to the album, the R. Kelly records, the 112 records, all of them, the Kicking the Door, all that. I'm hearing all this shit. I'm like, oh my. Yo, he like, where's Sticky? I'm like, bring Sticky tomorrow, my nigga. Yo, Stick, Big said come through the... Next day, I bring Stick through, part 2. Same shit. We up in the motherfucking 4 Seasons, listening to the album, and Sticky like, it's incredible. Like, damn, like, Biggie was a big fan of Onyx, man. He was a big fan of the album. His first album was very Onyx inspired. He even sampled, Throw Your Guns on the joint. He gave a shout to Bamboo, you know what I'm saying? He was strapped like Bamboo. Biggie was a real lyricist, and he loved Onyx, man, you know what I'm saying? So, we probably would have been real good friends, man, because we had a good connection. Like, the nigga, he would laugh at anything I would say type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you a funny nigga, bro, Biggie, man. Yeah. Yep. I was with Big. And then 3 days later, at the time, my girl, she had cancer. She had throat cancer. And she had to get an operation, man. And I had booked my flight. I didn't know I was gonna see Big. I had booked my flight to go to New York. And so I missed the vibe party. I missed all that shit because I was in New York. Get the call, man. Boom, Big died. I'm like, it couldn't have been no more than 2 or 3 days after we was hanging out. Like, probably two days later, man. Like, that shit fucked me up. That shit, because I never knew. I mean, we was in the studio with Biggie with Naughty by Nature. That's the first time we ever met Big. We got a song called Flip That Shit. If you go on YouTube, it's unreleased. It was for a soundtrack called Who's the Man? And that's the first time I met Puff Daddy. The first time I met Biggie. Jesse West was in the studio. Jam Master Jay was like, yo, this kid named Biggie want to do a song with y'all. I'm like, who? This nigga named Big. I'm like, we platinum already, nigga. We already sold 2 million, 3 million records. I'm like, who the fuck is Biggie? I'm like, they paying? He like, nah, just get over to the studio. We get to the studio, I see Puff. He had the Helly Hansen jacket on, the curly hair with the fucking, with the part on the side, with the big chain on, looking crispy, like he just had like, who is this nigga? He was giving all the direction. He was giving the orders. So, well, this nigga got the Helly Hansen on with the chain on. He must be the boss. What up, And first time we met Big was that night. Nobody never heard no mixtapes, nothing. We never heard Biggie. No, I never heard anything about the nigga till that night in the studio with him. So we all in the studio. There's a picture too with Onyx, Biggie, Naughty by Nature. And the photographer name was Fish. I'm writing up the book called The Back the Fuck Up Story. So all these stories, they're like fresh because I'm writing. All this is in the story. So the Biggie the first time we met Biggie, the nigga had, I remember the nigga's shoes was lopsided. Like the bottom of his shoes was worn out. Like he didn't get no money yet. You could tell he ain't had no fresh kicks on, like he was bummy. You know what I'm saying? Like straight off the street. Puff had the nigga. They ain't even buy the nigga no shoes yet. And I know that for a fact, because I seen, I'm like, damn, ain't this why this nigga shoes look that? You know what I'm saying? You think you go in the studio, nigga, you think the nigga gonna be, this nigga got a fucking chain in the fucking part inside of his hair and a curly hair and S curl. You know what I mean? But your man over here, he looking bummy, you know what I mean? So Puff wasn't showing that love yet. This is factual, nigga. This is factual, because I seen that shit. Anyway, we all did our verse. Naughty by Nature did their verse. Onyx did their verse, and Big DS was there, and Big DS, rest in peace, Big DS, one of the founding members, he tried to get on the record, and Puff told him to get off the record because he ain't like his rhyme. Puff was like, yo, that kid right there, he can't get on the record. And that was fucked up with Big DS. That session was fucked up. And you know what Biggie said? Biggie said, you know what? Y'all niggas are some real niggas, man. Because your man can't rhyme, and y'all got that nigga in the group with y'all, man. That's some real love, man. And I remember when Biggie said that shit, I'm like, yeah, that's true. He can't rhyme, but that's my brother. Biggie was like, I respect y'all niggas for that. Word. And that's a conversation we had. And so after we did our verse and after Naughty by Nature did their verse, Big goes in the room. Now everybody in the studio, Jam Master Jay, Puff, Naughty by Nature, Onyx, we all looking in the booth at this nigga in the booth. What is this nigga gonna say? He ain't rhymed the whole night. Nobody heard nothing. He ain't write nothing. Nigga's like, all right. So he goes in the booth, and then first time he opened his mouth, I was like, oh, shit. This nigga better than me. Like, you knew automatically, like, this was the best rapper ever. The nigga said some shit. You know, because back in the days, you wanted to say the most fucked up shit back in the days. I shoot your mother. Nas said, I went to jail. I went to hell for smacking Jesus. You wanted to say wild shit back in the day. Sticky, was saying, I hate your guts, hope that you die. Like, it was all about saying them. And this nigga said, something castration. Fuck with me, you will get castration. I turned to mine. I said, yo, don't castration mean cut your... Nigga was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's nasty. I was like, I never forgot that line, man. He said castration. And I thought that was the illest word and thought, little kids, look it up, what castration means. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it. You know what I mean? But that's nasty work. And I was like, yo, this guy, he's a problem. And his voice was so clear. You heard every word. He wasn't putting no filters on his voice. He wasn't making his voice. That's his voice. It was incredible. And you knew from that day he was gonna be the greatest rapper ever. Like that, for real. You knew it. I knew it.
You could tell what was about to happen.
From the first verse, I knew it. I was like, this nigga is different.
Yeah, and speaking of that, when he was in LA, how did you feel about that, him being in LA? Did you think it was a good idea?
No, I didn't. And that's funny that you said that, because when I said, come to the Moesha rap party, how many niggas y'all with? I'm thinking he with the crew, niggas at the hotel. Nah, it's just me, Little C's, and my security guard. That's it? Like, yeah, we cool. We got love in LA. All right, my nigga, be careful out here. Straight up. It's wolves out here, my nigga. Be careful. I'm good, my nigga. I'll see you later. Straight up. That's how I went. I told the nigga, be careful. Be careful out here, my nigga. I ain't.
What did you say when you told him that?
I told him, yo, be careful, my nigga. Yo, Big, be careful, my nigga. Nah, I'm good. I got love in LA, man. You know, word up. All right. So when he came to the rap party, it was cool. There was no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I said, there wasn't no East Coast, West Coast beef, but Biggie had beef. It was personal. Now, he had beef in LA. It wasn't no East Coast, West Coast. It was Bad Boy against Death Row, Biggie against Tupac. That's what it was. That was the beef.
How was that like for you when he got killed?
I was in New York when I found out. The whole New York, it was like, It was like the World Trade Center felt, yo, it was crazy, my nigga. Like, the world stopped for a minute, my nigga. Like, yo, the biggest rapper in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, rappers get killed, but
Not like a top rapper that's
the top rapper at the top of his game. This was big. That hurt. And not only that, it's because I got to share those couple of moments with him before he passed. Cause like I said, you might know rappers for 30 years and never really sat and have a real conversation with them. I know Jadakiss, Locks, all. We had a show with Jadakiss. Boom, I'm at breakfast, 7 o'clock in the morning. I see Jadakiss. He comes down, have breakfast. That's the first time I ever had a conversation with Jadakiss for over 20 minutes. Cause every time you see niggas is passing through, niggas is clubs, you don't get the personal with niggas. So when you get personal and y'all, that Biggie them days was, it was personal, man. Like, I got to know the dude, like, got to really, spend real nigga time, like, talk,
when the shooting happened, right, with Diddy and Sean, you was at the club that night, right?
Yo, the nigga said Fat Joe is the Forrest Gump of hip hop. I'm the Fat Joe. I'm the Forrest Gump of this shit too. Like, Fat Joe, I'm sure he got a lot of stories, but yo, yes, I was there the fucking night, Club New York, 2 days after Christmas, 45th Street, Manhattan, Times Square. Everybody's outside, fur coats, Benzes, baddest bitches, richest niggas, ball players, gangsters, rappers, all in one spot. The song of the night was Jay-Z and Beanie Sigel. 5 a.m. on the way to the club. Yo, the DJ played that. I don't know who the DJ was. Matter of fact, I think the DJ was Grandmaster Flash. They played that record, and I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I'm in the club, right? Let me tell you, before I even got in the club, there's a mad line outside the club, and I'm with my man Chocolate Jarrett. He's a drummer. He plays the drums and all of Lauryn Hill videos and all that, Nerdy by Nature videos. I'm with him. Jump out the Range Rover. I'm like, damn, how the fuck I'm even getting this? This shit is so crowded. I jumped on people's shoulders. I swam. I was swimming on niggas' backs to get in the club, nigga, and fell over inside the rope. Type shit, like. So I get inside the club, pat. I see J-Lo with a security guard walking to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, this shit lit. J-Lo in the club, this shit lit. I see Puffy and them niggas over there, him and Shaw, them niggas is standing on the couches, Moet bottles, doing it. I think them niggas look like they was in the movie Paid in Full. Cause I think their faces was painted, they had the whole outfit on, the Paid in Full. Them niggas was like they was in a Paid in Full movie. Like when them niggas robbed the bank, they had the faces, them peacoats and shit like that, right?
Dead presidents.
Dead president. I think that's how Puff was dressed. Cause I think Sean had the snorkel. So anyway, I'm in the club. I said, oh shit, J-Lo's in the club. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is popping. This shit is crap. Right after Christmas, everybody got their toys, everybody got their gifts, everybody happy, you know what I'm saying? I see Black Rob. Black Rob, BR, my nigga. Rest in peace to Black Rob, son. Word of my mother. I see Black Rob. When I see Black Rob, we gotta smoke. We smoke. We smoking that Poudet. We smoking that Piff. Every time yo, what up, Sean? What up? Yo, BR, what up? That's my nigga. Black Rob is street nigga. That's my nigga. You know what I mean? See Black Rob, we start blowing it down in the club. Security tap on a nigga, Black Rob shoulder. Yo, y'all can't smoke over here. Black Rob like, yo, tell this nigga. He's like, yo, just go over there right there by over there. So security was like, y'all go over there and smoke. So we over there, where he told us to go was like the exit, like in the cut. We was in the cut, smoking. So we chilling, yo, what up, my nigga? Hey, shit, man, happy New Year's, man. Christmas and all that. All you hear, pow, pow, pow. Next thing I know, me and this nigga on the floor, looking at each other. We like, oh shit. We like, yo, Cause you know, after one shot, you like this, but then you hear more shot, that's when you fall. Cause you know, you hear one shot, you're not gonna drop to the floor, but we heard pow, 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 pow. We on the floor now. We like, oh shit. We like this. We don't know what's going on, who shot what. I ain't see nothing. I heard it. And it was not far from where we was at. You could tell the gunshots was close. Cause you just felt it. Like the heat. We wasn't on the other side of the club. Like wherever they was shooting at, we was close to that shit. We by the motherfucking exit. We opened the door. We the first niggas out the club. Me and Black Rob is the first niggas out the club because we by the exit. We come out the exit, the club, when we go to exit, we're inside of a hotel. We're in a hotel lobby. Like the club is connected to a hotel lobby. So now we in a hotel lobby, like what the, when we come out, cops got their guns like this. We're like, yo, what ain't, they point their guns at me and Black Rob. We come out the door like, yo, it ain't us. We slide off, boom, we running down the street. Black Rob like, yo, I think that's my peoples, man. He stopped running and we stopped running. So we walk back to the club. By the time we walk back to the club, Shauna's already coming out in handcuffs. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like I didn't see all the cars pulling off and all that. I was in the club and I seen that shit. I was with Black Rob. You can't write this shit. This really happened. This is like a movie, my nigga. This is, and you know, you look back at it, it's like, cause you know, Black Rob ain't here no more. And you know, those memories, man, will just always be with me. You know, those memories, just those hip hop stories, you know, being in those places like that, you know, that was ill. And then, you know, and look at Shad, he turned his life around, and I can't speak for what's going on with Diddy, but you know, this whole hip hop shit is a movie, man. You know, and I'm part of the movie. I'm a villain in this motherfucker. I'm a villain in the movie. I'm a good guy, but I'm also the villain. You know, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I heard they did Sean dirty, man. I heard that he wasn't even the one that shot the gun, man.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that was definitely there that night, and yo, it's wild. New York is wild, man. New York is wild.
You're right, right. What you think about what's going on with Diddy right now?
Oh man, it's like the shit going on with Diddy, man. It's so much shit going on. It's like where do you start? Like where do you really start? And when somebody just Googles him, and if you just put tragedy, Diddy in the same Google search, it's just so many pages that'll pop up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, like I'm not, you know, and I just saw Diddy at the Leo Cohen's gala. There was a fundraiser for cancer for City of Hope, and I saw Puff Daddy, I saw Diddy, and when I saw him, he said, "What's up?" But I felt like his energy was like he was going through something, like he was like there but not there. And this is before all the allegations and shit came out. This is before that. So maybe he knew something, or he was preparing himself, or I don't know. But until we know the facts of what's really happening, you know, it's all speculation. You know what I'm saying? But if you put tragedy next to Diddy's name, it's just a coincidence, a lot of coincidences, and I don't know why. You know, I don't know why. That's something you got to ask the man up above. He knows. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is it just that much bad luck? I don't know. But that much good luck too. Because as much as bad shit around him, it's probably more good shit, right? The money, the cars, the people he's affected in his life who went on to become bigger, and, you know, he put a lot of people on, and not everybody was on the dark side of the curse. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody was on the dark side. A lot of the acts that were on Bad Boy, it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of like sounding like a like a vampire movie. Like the nigga who the nigga who owns the label is like Dracula or some. This shit is crazy, my nigga. Really? Nah, this is crazy. this is crazy. You know, like I said, it's a lot of allegations, and a lot of times, I will say this. When I was 16, somebody lied and said I did something that I didn't do. And I went to jail for it. And I was found not guilty because I had proof that I didn't do it. But I got arrested for it, and there was an allegation that I did something that I didn't do. I had to prove myself that I didn't do it. Now, what if I didn't have the proof? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, with that being said, is we gotta know the facts. You can't believe what somebody say until you have the full facts. So all these allegations are just allegations until you get the full facts. But I will say this. If you put tragedy and Puff Daddy in your Google search, you're gonna find a lot of coincidences. And that's just that. I go off facts. I don't go off nothing else but what I can Google and be factual. I'm not here to, you know, do that or play games with niggas and be funny. There's a lot of jokes I could, we can do that. We can go that directions, but I know that nigga. And I ain't never been on that type of time with that nigga. So I wouldn't do that right now.
Tell me about the time that y'all performed at the House of Blues in LA during the East Coast West Coast beef.
Yeah. Again, Tupac Shakur, one of the illest rappers in the game, was there that night. Right? Yeah, like I said, man, we was on tour with Daz Effects, Keith Murray, and that's the night Keith Murray and Tupac got into some bullshit. While Onyx was on stage. You know why I know? Because I was watching from the stage, these two niggas coming head to head, talking that shit. Was no punches thrown, but they was definitely a lot of this, a lot of ha-ha. Like they was, I don't know what it was for. I don't know why, what the problem was. But yeah, Keith Murray and Tupac at the House of Blues almost got into it. And nothing happened. I think Redman came through, or just never happened. You know what? I think Tupac respects Keith Murray. I don't think they would have ever had anything physical. I know for a fact Pac loved Murray. And I know for a fact Murray loved Pac. You know, in the 90s, we loved each other, man. There was no bullshit, man. You know what I mean? We loved each other. The bullshit came when niggas started getting money and the jury and the wolves came out. This is where because if Pac never gets shot, him and Biggie never have beef. Pac got shot because he got robbed. He got robbed because he had jewelry on. Jewelry is worth money. It wasn't, rappers don't have beef. This starts, there's always some other shit that starts the shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we performed in the House of Blues, and we was on our second album run. There was second album was called All We Got Is Us. I produced the whole album, basically me and Sticky and this kid named Aguilar. We handled the production on this album. And a lot of people know Onyx for Last Days. That's one of the illest songs that we got. These the Last Days, Get Yours. I produced that beat. Walk in New York is another beat I produced on that album. And we was like, yo, all this East Coast, West Coast shit, because we made Walk in New York because of that shit. This is the way we walk. We wanted to let niggas know, we in New York. It's the way we walk in New York. We don't give a f. And we didn't diss no other places, but we was just like, ain't nobody fucking with New York. We wasn't coming down no other states, you know what I mean? But we was representing that, like, this is the way we walk in New York. Ja Rule was in the video. This is when Ja Rule was like 16 years old. He was in the video. I was watching that shit the other day. But yeah, we had a song called Walk in New York. And we was backstage debating, yo, we gonna perform this shit? Oh man. I see some gang niggas out there, do we want to get involved? I said, nigga, that we performing that shit. We perform that shit. And when we perform that shit, Tupac came, when he was in the audience the whole time where he was performing, because I was watching, I'm like, oh shit, Tupac is here. And there's even a video with Tupac online. He's looking at his pictures for his cover. And the dude was like, where you was at last night, Pac? He was like, yeah, I went to the Onyx show. And somebody sent me that clip of him. This is all the story. So Pac was enjoying the show. He wasn't up enjoying the show and VIP. The nigga was in the audience. When we did Walk in New York, that nigga came from the back of the audience to the front of the audience. I'm rhyming, this nigga's right here. He like, that's my shit, nigga. Walk in New York. This is the... I'm like, holy shit. Tupac rhyming word for word the whole nigga. Yo, that shit was ill, man. Pac out, he had love for us, man. He had love for Onyx, B. He had love for real hip hop. You know. That was an ill night.
Yeah, it sounded like that night was epic, man. I was checking out an interview from Sticky Fingers, and he said that, while y'all was performing, Tupac, he tried to run on stage.
No, he didn't run on stage. He ran up to the stage. He didn't run. He wasn't on the stage, but he ran up like to the front of the stage. You run to the front of and it wasn't really packed in there. Like it wasn't packed. So you was able to see him. Like I said, Pac is like sunshine. You can see that nigga in it. I remember one time I was in a tunnel one time. I seen Tupac in the tunnel. That nigga had the cross. He had a cross on, a diamond cross. I said, damn, nigga, I should have worn my sunglasses, nigga. That shit sparkly. And I think that's the chain that nigga got what they try to rob him for. Cause, that chain he had on had diamonds in it. Niggas was rocking gold, but niggas wasn't rocking diamonds. Diamonds came, when them niggas started really getting that money, niggas wasn't really rocking diamonds. Pac was one of the niggas that early rappers that was rocking diamonds. You know what I'm saying? And that's what niggas try to rob him for. Niggas ain't robbing you for no gold chain. Niggas rob you for some diamonds.
Damn, man. So they got him for his dominance. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But I want to backtrack, right? I want to backtrack to LA when y'all was at the House of Blues and Tupac and Keith Murray got into it. In real time, did Keith Murray tell you what happened between him and Pac after the situation was done, or no?
Nah. Cause when you on tour after the show, it is what it is. What I saw it with my own eyes. There was no beef. That was that. It was a situation that happened. They almost had a fight, definitely. But did they? No. There was no physical. Nobody hit nobody. Ain't nothing to talk about, really. So Keith Murray didn't say, yo, nah, what, and he was rolling with, the Def Squad niggas. They was rolling we together, but you roll with your crew, we roll with our crew. We see our niggas at the venue, so we wasn't after the show. I don't even think I seen that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I probably was running around doing some other shit. But I know for a fact, Pac respects Keith Murray because he respect real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, they respected each other. Probably some bullshit happened, and it happened.
Right. Yeah, I'm happy that incident, didn't go to the next level, man. So yeah, that's good, man. But tell me about the time Sticky Fingers, he shot a gun at the Social Awards.
Yeah, this silly motherfucker, man. Sticky crazy, man. I was never into the guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga was always into the guns. Gun niggas used to come to the crib showing us Max and Tex and Desert Eagles. I mean, nigga had a lot of guns. Sticky was a gun nigga. Always had a gun on him. Always. Where we was at, he had a gun in his Timberland. He had something on him. You know what I mean? I got a gun license, but I'm not really the gun guy. But yeah, we got nominated for the Source Awards. At least 5 nominations that year. Best album, best performance, best single, best whatever. So The first time they call our name with other rappers, we lose. We like, you want to go to win. You don't want to go to no award show to lose. Yo, we got nominated for 5 awards. We on our, we cocky. Nick. We all gonna win one. Nick. Yeah, Nick. We the hottest shit going. Ain't nobody fucking with us. We the hottest shit. Best rap performance, lose. Best rap album, Lord. We lost all the categories. Nick was sitting in the Source Awards, mad, big mad, and we had to perform. The last Nick to perform, cause we was the biggest Nick out, son. No, 93, there was Wu-Tang came after us, like late 93, but they didn't really start bubbling in 94. We had 93. That was our year. Like nobody was fucking with us. I don't give a nobody. We had the momentum going. When Wu came out, they came out a little later, so they had to build their momentum. Wu was 94, they had it popping, yes. But 93, Nick wasn't fucking with us. And we lost every category. So we sitting in there mad as we did. So now they like, yo, Onyx, y'all gotta go on next to perform. Stick like, I ain't fucking performing. Niggas jerked us. Fuck them niggas. Fuck the Source. Jay like, nah, man. Y'all can't do that. Y'all gotta perform. Like, he fought us. Sticky was ready to say, fuck that shit. Me, I'm more, whatever. We'll get him next time type shit. Sticky was mad. Man, they jerked us, man. You got us out here. You're performing. They making money off us. We ain't making no. You know, he coming up with all these shits why he want to perform. And Jay was like, nah, we can't do that. We gonna perform. So once we perform, Sticky pulls out a Desert Eagle and starts shooting the shit up. I didn't know he had a gun. I'm like, oh, like, you like the shit from the ceiling was falling. Like debris, nigga. We had Madison Square Garden, nigga. This nigga shot up the garden, nigga.
Damn.
With a Desert Eagle. And he ain't even telling me he had a gun. I'm scared the shit out of me, nigga. I wish you could see me in that video, nigga. I jumped like, oh shit. I was shook. So he slides the gun off to one of the wild little niggas we had with us. And when we got on stage, the police started searching niggas looking for the gun. But the nigga had the gun, they didn't find a gun. So, that was crazy because we almost got arrested that night with this stupid ass nigga. All right, check this out. Like I said, at Madison Square Garden, Sticky shot the Desert Eagle, right? So that's one particular incident that happened. That was when Suge Knight and Death Row, when they felt like Nick wasn't fucking with him and Outkast was winning, and it was crazy, man. You put all these egos and all these rich black niggas in one room, hip hop, it's gonna be some fireworks, nigga. Like, that shit was ill. Those are the good old fucking days, man. But we was on a tour called the Chronic Tour. And the crazy shit is, I was killing them with the movie shit at the time. You know what I'm saying? Killing them. And there was a movie called Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer. Coolio was on the soundtrack with Gangsta's Paradise. So I had bagged that movie. I was in that movie an actor. I was on a set rehearsing with Michelle Pfeiffer. Right?
You're right.
In LA, on a set with Michelle Pfeiffer this the lady from Scarface, the white lady from Scarface. I'm in a scene with her. Ran up on her like this, put my hand up to her, act like I was gonna hit her. And then she stares me down, I put my hand down, I go sit back. That was my role. I don't know who the fuck got that role right now, but that was my fucking role. And if you do IMDb, Fredro Starr is in the movie because that was during rehearsal, so they had to pay me for rehearsal, whatever. I wasn't physically in the movie, but I was part of it. So long story short, when I was doing Dangerous Minds, I get a call from Leo Cohen. Yo, you can't do that movie, man. Why? Because we got the Chronic Tour. Y'all just bagged the Chronic Tour with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Y'all going on tour with Dr. Dre and them niggas. Your crew needs you. You're going to make way more money on this tour than that stupid ass movie. Had to tell had to tell production, yo, I can't do it. They was like, oh my, Michelle was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you can't do it. You were great, you were wonderful, blah, blah. I was mad as on that plane going home. Now I'm on tour. From the movie set that I just was at rehearsal with Michelle Pfeiffer. You gotta think I'm a young nigga too. All this is coming so like, now I jump on a plane, jump on a tour bus, Chronic tour. And rest in peace, the boss. Female rapper from Detroit. She just passed away 2 days ago, man. Boss. She was on a Chronic tour with us. She had a song called Deeper. Deeper and Deeper. Boss was ill, man. She was the first gangster rapper signed to Def Jam West. Def Jam West. They made a West division. So she was on tour with us. Boss, Run DMC, Onyx, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and even little Bow Wow was on a tour. He was a little nigga. He was like 5 years old, 6 years old, rapping on tour with us. Because this little kid was opening for us every night, him and his father, you know. And I'm like, what is this little nigga? He's pretty good. And it was Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Chronic tour. So we had to like 3 or 4 or 5 dates. And when I tell you, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg stage show was $1 million every night, my nigga. Them niggas had, they show would start off with a movie, like a big movie. This is stadium. This is in big stadiums. This is not no bullshit. It's big. I'm talking about 100,000 people, my nigga. Crazy shit. Can't believe how big this shit was. So the move, they started off with a movie. They inside a liquor store. They getting liquor. Blah, blah, they talking shit. Blah, blah, blah. And the nigga comes in the liquor store, 2 niggas with masks on with guns about to rob the liquor store. So Dre and Snoop look at each other, and then the camera flashes, and then you just see gunshots. But you don't see what's happening inside the store. You just see the outside with mad gunshots happening. This is big like a movie, and then them niggas walk out on stage. They got a liquor store on stage, and fucking Snoop Doggy, nigga, the whole goes crazy, my nigga. The whole crazy. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, my nigga. 5 shows in. Snoop Dogg and his crew. I don't know if it was Snoop. I don't even think he was there. His crew want to go to the party, little after party. So we staying at the hotel. We all in the same hotel. Them niggas decide to take the van that belongs to the hotel to the club. They told the nigga said, yo, I can't drive y'all niggas to the club tonight, man. You know, I gotta stay here. They was like, shut the fuck up. They kidnapped the nigga, took him drove the van with the hotel worker to the club. We wake up in the morning, nigga. The whole police department is at the hotel. The whole police department.
Damn, the whole police department.
At least 50 police cars, my nigga. We come out the hotel like ready to go to the next state. Like, yo, what the is going on? Who got murdered? Tell my nigga Emmett. My man Emmett just came from Iraq. He was my road manager. Go talk to the police. Because you talk that police shit. He went to talk to the police. They explained the whole shit. Yeah, this guy from Snoop Dogg's camp stole the van. Tour was over. Canceled. 5 dates we did, nigga. We had like 30, 52. We had a whole tour, the Chronic tour, the whole every state, nigga. We supposed to make mad money, nigga. I stopped doing Dangerous Minds, all that shit.
Damn.
Dangerous Mind blew up. That movie blew the fuck up, my nigga. That was my role, my nigga. I was in the role. I was in there with Redman DJ, one of the twins. Redman DJ.
And that was your role.
I was rehearsing. Like, they had to call another nigga to play the role, nigga. I had it, nigga. I bagged that. They had to call another nigga, yo. Are you available? You know, because there's always the next nigga up. Oh, that nigga can't do it, bring in another nigga. They ain't running out of niggas. They'll find another nigga, right, nigga? So, all right, next nigga in. You know? Yeah, he had the role. You know, if the tour went well, I wouldn't be upset about that shit. But the tour didn't go well. We had mad merch. We just did a merch deal for $1 million. We couldn't sell the merch. So now guess what? The merch niggas want their money. So we got sued by the merch company. See, what we should have did is sue Dr. Dre and Snoop and them niggas because they was liable for the tour to get canceled. Somebody had to pay, but it was us. But you look back at it now, it's like, you know, what you gonna do, man? That's what happens, and you keep it moving, you know? But yeah, that tour was wild. That tour was ill, man. If the Chronic tour, if that would have been a full run, that probably would have been one of the illest tours in hip hop history. Definitely.
Yeah, it would have been crazy, man, if that tour would have kept going, man. But I want to go back a little, right? I want to go back to Moesha. When y'all was on set, what kind of shows was on y'all set? Family Matters. Was that on y'all set?
No, nah. It was just you know what? No, they weren't. Mm-mm.
What shows was on y'all set, yo?
In the House, LL Cool J was next door to us, and Moesha. Those two were on the same lot. Those two were on the same lot. And I remember I was on the set doing Moesha and Aaliyah and Kadada, because, you know, they was cool with LL, and Aaliyah and Kadada was in one of those little cars, you know, because when you're on because now we on Paramount set. The second season we went to Paramount. That's when the big money came in. That's when they was killing them. Everybody got a double pay to raise it. It was crazy. And that's when me and LL was going to Shondora's every day. And I'll never forget that Aaliyah and Kadada came. They was driving a cart and they stopped by the Moesha, and I was like, "What's up?" And Aaliyah was like, looked at me like I was an alien and shit. Like, she looked at me like she didn't want to say nothing to me. I don't know, like she didn't like me or something. I don't know. And but I knew Kadada, and I was like, all right. And no, I'll never forget that time, because you don't see people like Aaliyah a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I seen it, I was like, oh shit, it's fucking Aaliyah. They drove off and shot. And I was like, she don't like me or something? Well, like, what did I do to her? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Damn, so she was acting funny with you. Speaking of Aaliyah, I know she was real cool with DMX. And I know at one point, you and X, y'all was beefing, right? What was the situation between both of y'all?
DMX?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Rest in peace to the dog, DMX, man. Good friend, man. Good friend. You know, the wild shit is, I told about my second album, All We Got Is Us, and we produced that album. We did the beats. The first producer, Shot Skills, who also, he's in hip hop heaven too, but he didn't produce the second album. He produced Slam and 30 Guns, but when it was time to do the second album, this nigga was already with Shaq and doing beats for all types of different niggas. So we started doing production, and we started producing all the beats in Jersey, because we had bought a mansion in Jersey, and we met this dude named Rich Keller. He was an engineer. He had a garage with his equipment in it. Stupid garage. It was like a full studio in Jersey. Fort Lee, New Jersey. We was the first niggas in Fort Lee. Everybody's in Fort Lee, New Jersey right now. We was the first niggas out there. Before Fat Joe, Fabulous, all them niggas. We was there first. It was only us and fucking the nigga who was modeling Polo, the nigga Tyson Beckford. We was the only niggas. And then Jay-Z and them niggas came after us and all that. And then after that, Fort Lee is like, that's like hip-hop New Jersey, my nigga. But anyway, we was in there, and I knew this manager nigga from Mount Vernon. He's like, yo, I got this rapper nigga. I want to bring him through the studio. Like, all right, cool. So we was in the studio. I had my little niggas with me. X1, rest in peace. Another nigga who ain't fucking here. Studio with X1 and then X1 in the studio. We doing All We Got Is Us album. So my man brings this brown skinned kid through the studio with a bald head. It was DMX. What up, son? What is it? So we doing our shit. He's just being real quiet, you know, vibing to, you know, we doing our shit. So now it's downtime. Now it's time to hear his man. You brought your man all the way from Mount Vernon. We want to hear what the fuck he talking about. Yo, X1. X1 was Sticky's little brother. He nasty. X1 nasty. He ain't here no more. But X1 is nasty. So X1 and DMX started getting it popping in the studio, going back and forth. I'm like, yo, this DMX niggas, these niggas ill. Him and X, they going back and forth. It's like, oh shit. We had a chance to fuck with that nigga, son. My nigga brought him to me. My nigga brought him straight to the fucking studio, my nigga. Next thing I know, this nigga fucking on records with Mary J. Blige, Puffy. I'm like, that's that same nigga. Yo, I'm like, oh shit. So now he on Def Jam with us. Leo Cohen is like, yo, I just signed that. Yeah, we know, cause he was buzzing. DMX he had mad mixtapes. He was that nigga, man. Like, get at me, dog. That nigga was that nigga. We love that shit. That's the shit we fuck with. Like, he learned from us. He got that from us. Not all of it, but some of it. Like, definitely part of what we do. That's why we did Shut Him Down. When Leo was like, yo, y'all niggas gotta do a record together. We was like, it's only right, nigga. So you hear the record Shut Him Down with DMX? We go to the studio. We go to the studio. Daddy's house, Puff Studios on 45th. We went to the studio on 46, right around the corner. And Puff Daddy uses that studio too. That night, I seen Puff Daddy coming out of that studio. Yo, Puff, what's up? I'm on one. I'm probably on an E-pill or some shit. Niggas was on E back in the, that's when E-pills was popping, nigga. Early 2000s, nigga. Before all this fentanyl shit, niggas was wilding. Having a great time, you know what I'm saying? So I see Puff Daddy coming out the studio. He with J-Lo. They get in the Jeep. I'm like, I'm on one. I'm like, yo, Diddy, what up? I'm like, yo, we about to kill a game. He like, y'all already killing the game. I'm like, nah, we about to wilding, but just same studio. DMX, his whole crew come through there. The whole Rough Riders. We got the whole Official Nasty niggas. He got the Rough Riders. We come together in the studio. We do Shut Him Down, man. And that session was, niggas was in the studio session with their shirts off, nigga. Turn the AC off, nigga. Want this shit hot in here. Niggas sweating, nigga. Smoke, Hennessy. This shit smell like sweat, smoke, and Hennessy. That's what the studio smelled like. It was nothing pretty in there. And I did my verse. Suncy did his verse. Now it's time for DMX. DMX go in the booth. Murders that shit. Niggas like, what the fuck Sticky Fingers gonna do? Sticky goes in there. Goes crazy. Niggas is like, oh shit. Sticky and DMX. It's like, them niggas was like, you know what I mean? Them niggas is the same person. So they got it in. We knew what it was. We knew me and Suncy was we was the what they call when a boxing match, we was the pre-fight. And DMX and Sticky, that was the main round, the main feature, the main shit. When them two niggas went at each other, we was like, we just had the popcorn. Let's see this shit go down, nigga. Them niggas would, nigga. I'm talking about, you know what Rough Riders are? Grimy nigga. Talking about, nigga, the studio looked like Rikers Island, my nigga. Studio looked like niggas was spitting razors in there, my nigga. This shit was crazy. Boom. That's one incident with DMX. So now, like I said, we moved to Jersey. We was from Queens. We bought the mansion in Jersey. Jersey was close to Harlem. It was Fort Lee is uptown Jersey. You got Jersey City, you got all that's low Jersey. But where we was at, we was close to Harlem. So where we go every fucking other day. We ain't gonna stay in Jersey with the white people, we gonna go to Starbucks? No, nigga, we going across the bridge to Harlem, nigga. We was in Harlem every fucking other day. Nigga thought we was from Harlem. We was in Harlem so much when we lived in Jersey. While we in Harlem, we hear, drop, shut him down. Oh, what? DMX and niggas is shooting a video up the street. We pull up on them niggas. We jump out the Jeep. Yo! Why you think we in Stop and Drop video? Them niggas gave us the Rough Rider shirts. We threw them shits on. So all them Rough Rider niggas, the whole shit, the niggas showed mad love. Now we on top of the truck with DMX doing a Rough Rider video. So now we in his video just showing, like, we ain't on the song. We just, look at the video, Rough Rider. I'm like right there with DMX like this. It's my nigga. Love. So now, DMX got a movie with Steven Seagal. This nigga like, he got a movie premiere. I'm in LA with my man Tata. Tata, one of the realest niggas in Queens. Rest in peace to Tata. Pepper from Salt and Pepper, that's his baby father, Tata. Son, look just like him. Real nigga Tata. We living on Sunset Plaza, my nigga. DMX like, yo, got the movie premiere. Y'all nigga, bring your nigga, come through. We go to the movie premiere. They're chilling, Steven Seagal. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I was with somebody at the movie premiere, right? I was with a female, right? At the movie premiere. You know, brought her with me to the movie premiere. She starts liking DMX. Right in front of my face. Like, blatantly. Like, straight shitting on me. Like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, I'm like, so now you being disrespectful. You know what? DMX, this is, y'all have a happy life. I introduced DMX to the girl that I brought with me. He ends up having a baby with her. And, you know, they brought beautiful life into the world. A daughter, if I'm not mistaken. This is real shit. I can't write this shit. And I introduced him to his baby mother. Why? Because he invited me to his movie premiere and we was cool, man. That was one nigga in the industry that was cool with, like, that like I said, you don't talk to certain niggas, you don't get to know niggas. That was the nigga we knew. DMX was the type of nigga, when we shot the Shut Him Down video, he came by himself.
Damn.
He pulled up in a Charger or one of them type of cars by himself. Him and a dog. His dog is in the video. Just him and his dog came to the video. No extra niggas, nobody driving him. He pulled up on his own. He stayed on the set with us for 10 hours by himself. That's a real nigga. That's a real nigga. And like I said, him and Sticky, man, them niggas was like the same. Like, them niggas was the same. And it was always, when them niggas got together, it was always competitive. Like, always. It's like, either they're gonna be doing push-ups or they're gonna be rolling dice. Them two niggas was always being competitive because it's like, the room wasn't big enough for both of them. But we made it work. We made it work. You know what I'm saying? We did Survival of the Illest tour with DMX and them niggas, which is one of the illest tours ever. Survival of the Illest tour, Onyx, DMX, Redman, Method Man, the whole Def Squad, the whole Wu-Tang, everybody was on that tour. Mike Kaiser, Kevin Lyles, you know, that's the real Def Jam squad. Like, it was basically a Def Jam tour. You know what I'm saying? Foxy Brown, Cormega. You know, this is Survival of the Illest tour. That's you.
So that was the situation between y'all.
There was no situation. You know, he was just mad at me because he had a situation with his baby mother. You know, I guess she was putting him through the bullshit. And of course, you're going to blame somebody. So if I introduce you to somebody, then I'm the guy to blame. So, you know, he went on the radio and he said that. I was on, yo, DMX talking about you in the 97. I'm like, what? So I saw the interview, I was like, why would he, I love DMX. It would never ever be a problem. But, I did a little rap. He just said some shit. I said some shit. But every time I saw that nigga act like nothing ever happened, like, cause I saw him at the Def Jam Honors. They had Def Jam Honors, MTV on the Def Jam. I saw him, nigga. He was like my long lost cousin, my nigga. Like, nothing but love. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. To the day. It's never no bullshit. Even if me and that nigga had bullshit, it wouldn't be no bullshit because we loved each other. We had an ill relationship. We had an ill relationship, man. We real niggas, my nigga. We real niggas. I probably do the same shit. If it wasn't for that nigga, shit would have never happened. you know, but it is, love is love, man. Love is love, man. This is, like I said, this thing is a movie. This whole hip hop shit is a movie, and it's a wave. It's when you've been in the game over 30 years like me, you're gonna come across a lot of different situations. Some good, some bad, but mostly good.
That's some real game right there, yo. Tell me about the situation where Lauryn Hill, she was looking at you funny.
A lot of people don't remember this, and maybe I'm just high, but I remember this. One time we were on a plane, a chartered plane with a lot of people from Bad Boy, a lot of their groups. Onyx was on that plane with Biggie, Lauryn Hill, the Fugees, and them niggas was on that plane. And we went somewhere like it was a Caribbean place, maybe Bahamas, maybe, we've been so many places. But I remember when we was checking in to go to the hotel, I was a fan of Lauryn, and I just said hi, and she kind of like looked at me like, maybe it's me, maybe I'm tripping, but I was just like, damn, like, what I mean? What did I do? Is something like, but maybe like I said, maybe it was just me. Maybe it was a fucking dream. I don't fucking know. But I'm sure this shit happened because you don't remember the plane ride with us and Big and them? People like, I don't remember that shit, my nigga. Like, y'all remember that shit, bro. I can't make this shit up. Cause it was a plane full of hip hop niggas. It was a chartered plane. There was nobody else on the plane but us.
This the second time you said a female was looking at you funny. I don't know, man. I mean, do you think it's the perception of you? Because I mean, if somebody don't know you, they'll probably think you a mean guy. Because of the roles and stuff you play.
I don't know. Maybe they think I'm cocky, or I don't know. Maybe they just
Okay.
maybe it's like I said. Maybe it's just me. Because we from New York. You could be looking at somebody, and it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Nigga could be like, yo, what's up, nigga? What you looking at, my nigga? Instantly. So maybe, but the nigga be like, I'm not even looking at you, my nigga. Or I'm looking at you because maybe I think I know you from somewhere. So you don't know, when somebody looking at you, you don't really know what's in their mind. So maybe I'm bugging. Maybe, I don't know. But that's what I felt. I didn't felt those 2 times. Straight up.
Right. Yeah, I got you. But I gotta ask you, tell me about the studio session y'all had with man. And you made a comment saying that it was awkward. Why you say that?
No, what happened? No, what happened was, the story was, all right. So Sticky was about to get signed to Aftermath, not Death Row. Sticky was about to get signed with Dr. Dre, right? So he was doing a solo album, and he had interest from Aftermath. Dre wanted him to be on the label. Dre flew him out to LA, put him in the hotel, Universal City. We chilling. I'm already in LA. You know what I'm saying? Doing my thing. So Sticker's in LA in a hotel chilling, and he's in the studio with Eminem, RBX, Melman. He's in the studio with Dre every day. Who else is in the studio? Me. I'm with Sticky. That. So we in the studio with Dr. Dre for, a month, 2 months, just whatever, just recording with him. So he gets on a record with Eminem, a song called Remember Me, which is on Eminem's album. And like I said, I love Eminem, and Eminem is one of the greatest lyricists ever, but that song, he got smoked. Sticky smoked him. And he knows that. But Eminem is a Sticky Fingers fan. And I love Eminem. Eminem put Last Days in 8 Mile. He's freestyling off a beat that I produced with my own fingers, and I produced Last Days in the little fucking room in Jersey, in a little mansion we had, and he's rapping on it in the movie. I love Eminem. But Remember Me, Sticky went crazy. So Sticky was like, okay, jump on my song. So months later, Sticky got the deal with Universal. He didn't take the deal with Dre, which I told him he should have took the deal with Dre. Dre told him straight up, I'm not going to give you as much money as Universal, and your album will probably come out a year later. Sticky wanted more money, and he wanted his album to come out fast. Like, he wanted to do it and have, you know, he didn't want to wait a year. Who wants to wait a year? You want to get your album, you want to get it out. So he went with the Universal deal. But he still had the record with Eminem. Cool. So since he did the record with Eminem, Eminem was going to do a record on his album. So now we back in the studio with Eminem, and they had a record called What If I Was White on Sticky's album. And I felt like when Sticky and when Eminem was in the room together, they wasn't really like, it was like, they was in the room, but they wasn't like, yo, it wasn't really like connected. So I was like, yo, y'all niggas, man, y'all niggas gotta get up that bullshit. Basically, y'all, come on, man. Sticky Fingers, Eminem, come on, let's get this shit. So Eminem pulls out the mushrooms. Pulls out a bag of mushrooms. Once he pulled the mushrooms out, that's when the party got started, my nigga. It was crazy. That night was one of the wildest nights I ever had in my life with Eminem on mushrooms. I've never done a mushroom. That was my first time doing a mushroom. And that night was crazy. Crazy, crazy. Rest in peace to X1. I'll just tell you like this. X1, when the night was over, because X1 was there that night, X1 was laying on the floor. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's one of those nights, man. And I see, this is the type of shit you can't write. How many people in the world did mushrooms with Eminem? I did. And I could tell my grandkids about this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I heard about the mushrooms, man. Yeah, they something serious, man. But Big Pun, yo, you was cool with Big Pun?
Yeah, we did like I said, we did the Shut 'Em Down album, and we collaborated with different artists on that album. We didn't really collaborate with too many other people. Like on the first album, Back the Fuck Up, All We Got Is Us, we didn't really collaborate with only like our own internal people. But when we did Shut 'Em Down in 98, we wanted to kind of like rock with the DMXs. Noriega, Capone, they was hot. We had to get them on the record. So we did a Shut 'Em Down remix. Producer Self, he produced the original with DMX. My man Self, yo, his beats is crazy. You know, we met Self at the Fish, downstairs at the Fish House, soul food restaurant on Rockaway Boulevard. We met this nigga in the hood. I heard the beats, I was like, what the fuck nigga doing down there in that basement? Went down there, I was like, oh shit, what's up? And they did like 4 or 5 joints for the album, Shut 'Em Down album. I was like, yo, the beats is crazy, my nigga. So we got with Self, he did the remix. So we gotta get Big Pun on here, man. We gotta get Big Pun. Pun fucks with us. Every time we saw Pun, yo, I love Onyx. He always gave it up, man. Always gave it up, man. So when it was time to do the remix,
Always show love.
oh, yo, Pun, I'm gonna tell you about Pun. When we was in the studio recording, when he goes in the booth, he records one line at a time. So it's basically like 16 punches. Then he runs out of breath. Then he punches to the next line. So it's like a typewriter, like he's punching in. And it just, after a while, he builds 16 bars and he has a whole verse. And then the engineer takes out because he does that a lot, so he has to kind of like take every little out as much as he can, and then put his verse was so intricate to put together because you had to take all those things out. And the way he was rapping so fast, and he's so big, it was hard for him to catch his breath. You know what I'm saying? Like he was running out of breath a lot in the studio, but he found a way to get it done. He had a technique, and it worked for him. And that shit, I saw, damn, that shit is ill. And I do that technique to this day. Like if I'm in the studio, if I'm like, sometimes I write, but sometimes I freestyle. I'll do one line at a time. I get on my Big Punch, and I learned that from him. But it's a funny thing. We was in the studio with the whole Terror Squad. Superb was in the studio with us. Superb was there with Wu-Tang. He was in the studio with us. Noriega, Capone was in the studio. So remember I told you the DMX session was a bunch of street niggas and Rough Riders? This was even iller. This session was wilder than that session because you had the Terror Squad niggas, all the Puerto Rican niggas, Pistol Pete and all them niggas over there. Then you got the Noriega, his niggas, and my crazy ass niggas. There's a bunch of stupid niggas in one room, man. Bunch of wild niggas, man. Bunch of wild, this shit look like Rikers Island, son. My man Bonafuco from LA, he was battling Superb in the studio. I remember that studio, them niggas was going at it. My nigga Bonafuco was a nigga from LA. I had him in New York. That nigga battled anybody. He was the first nigga on a record called React. A record called React we did on that album. Bonafuco was battling Superb that night in the studio, and them niggas was about to fight. That nigga Nori was like, yo, your man? Noriega told me, yo, your man is wild, son. I said, yeah, that's my man, son. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a wild night in the studio, and I'm speaking, so I'm sitting here, and Big Pun is right here. You know, we in the studio when he was going, and I'm talking to Pun, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, you know, and the nigga just like, yeah, man, yeah. The next thing I know, he was like, was snoring and shit. So I'm talking, the nigga just fell asleep on me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, you know, he fell asleep. So you hit him, he wake up like nothing happened. You know, he was so much overweight that I think he had that, I think it's called sleep apnea, when you fall asleep at any given time. That's what he had. And I never forgot that shit. I was talking to Big Pun, and he fell asleep in mid-conversation while I was talking to him. I'm like, oh shit, it's ill. You know what I mean? I kind of like laughed to myself. And that was a moment, you know, and that was ill because then I realized, I was like, damn, this nigga he's really big. He's really a big boy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of knew something wasn't really, he wasn't healthy like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, yeah.
So yeah, that was ill, but I never forgot that studio session, man. That's because I was a big, you know, Beware. We had that song called Beware. That was my favorite shit, my nigga. Like Harsh Reality, all that shit. That nigga was crazy.
R.I.P. the Pun, man. What was your reaction to Hit 'Em Up, man? I gotta ask you being a big Pac fan.
Tupac hit him up?
Yeah, when they first came out.
Oh man, when I first heard Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, man, I was like, that's disrespectful. But the most you know, I fucked your wife. That was like the first line. He went for the kill for the first. Oh man, that was crazy. It was bad. And then the video came out. It was even like, oh, I was like, they going at Biggie crazy. But then the first time I heard Who Shot You, I was in LA. My drink fell on the floor. I was like, what the f is this? As soon as I heard the beat for Who Shot You, I was like, these niggas, I caught a chill. I was like, this is ugly. It's about to get ugly. When I heard Who Shot You, I was like, it's about to get ugly. I said,
What was the vibe around New York when Hit 'Em Up came out though? Like, was people mad or like?
I was in LA. I was in LA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was in LA, but like I said, Tupac had love in New York. Niggas ain't hate Tupac. Tupac had love, nigga. Niggas wasn't with all that shit, man. Tupac walking down the street in New York, niggas be lining up for autographs, man. Like, it's not what niggas think. Like, I'm trying to tell you, it's like, it was a personal situation when Nick tried to rob him. He got shot, playing big. It was all personal. It wasn't no, the average motherfucker in New York had a certain, niggas in New York was loving that record. Crazy niggas was loving Hit 'Em Up. That shit was hot.
Yo, when he got killed, what was your reaction?
When Pac got killed?
Yeah.
Yo. When Pac got killed, man. See, when Pac got killed, he didn't automatically get killed. He was in the hospital, then he died. So during that time when he was in the hospital, I felt just like everybody else. Oh, he's gonna pull through. because he got shot, went to the hospital. We pulled through before, right? So I think that was everybody's main thing. Like, oh, Pac got shot, but he's gonna make it. But when you found out that he didn't make it, everything turned gray. The whole world was like gray. Not white and not black, it was just gray. It's like, I only can explain it with colors. It just, everything turned gray. I didn't see no reds, yellows. It was no bright, there was nothing in life bright. Everything was dull. It was just like, yeah. You know, me and Pac, we born the same year, 1971. So we always got that connection, just being born the same year. I always feel like, you know, I feel like even though my age is, I feel young, physically and mentally. And I feel like Pac, if he was still here, he would feel young too. Like, damn, man. It's like, damn, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine. I know that shit had to be heartbreaking, man.
It's heartbreaking, but you know, you just live your life on earth until it's your time to go. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you're not promised to make it to your pillow at night. You know what I'm saying? You ain't promised to make it to your pillow, Nick. You out running around in the streets getting money, you ain't promised to make it home to eat that dinner. You ain't promised to make it home and smell your kid's hair, you know, and hug your kids. And you're not promised that smell. You ain't promised that. You ain't promised nothing. So you live your life to the most you can. You don't stress about nothing. And you fucking live your fucking life and don't worry about nothing. Worry about it when it's time to worry. That's my thing. And that has gotten me so much peace in my life. I used to stress about every fucking thing. I don't stress about nothing. For what? What the stress gonna do, baby? You know what I mean? I smoke too much this Cali weed, man. What y'all smoking on out there? You know what I mean? And that's it, man. Just live your life. And when it's your time to go and be with your brothers in hip hop heaven, there you go. Until that, rock every show, every rhyme, be passionate to this day. That's why to this day, I can still say, Nick can't fuck with me on nothing, anything I do. Because I love what I do. I didn't love acting for a minute, but now I do. I love it again. Nick can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? When you're passionate about something, it comes back to you. I didn't do beats for a long time. Now I'm doing beats. I'm the illest right now. Like, hip hop gave us the power to be free. Make money, do what you love to do, travel the world. Like, I can't even count how many countries I've been to. And I'm about to do another tour at the age of 50. I'm not gonna tell you my age, but another tour, my nigga. It's crazy. So there we go, man. The art of dialogue. This is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm a legend when I'll be a legend when I die. It's a lot more work to do.
Yeah, that's real talk. But I want to backtrack, right? I want to go back to Moesha. Why did Moesha end? Because I always heard this rumor that Brandy, she was beefing with the girl that played Kim on the show.
Countess Vaughn?
Yeah, her.
It didn't, I mean, there was definitely friction. Definitely. There was times on the set where they had an argument once or twice. And they got over it. You know what I'm saying? People argue. It's part of, you know, they you know, but I'm gonna keep it real. Countess Vaughn was funny. She was hilarious. And they needed her on the show. So she had a right to beef. She had a right to speak her mind. She had a right to whatever happened. I'm sure that she was frustrated enough to where it exploded. And I can tell you that the show, I wasn't on the show. Like I said, they kicked me off the show the second season. You know what I mean? So I don't know what happened after that. But Countess was so dope and so much of a great actress and so funny, they gave her own show. They said, you know what? They're not getting along. Let's give her own show. She talking that shit like she can hold it down, and she rocked for 5 years. She did 100 episodes. All she got to do is check her mailbox. So, you know, sometimes beefing is good. They was able to get 2 shows out of it. They might have been acting. Yo, act like you don't like me. Act like you don't like me. All right, this is an act. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? Like they're actresses.
Right.
They could have been fucking acting. That could have been a whole act. And they just milked them. Wow. I'm thinking about this shit. Like, they probably had an argument and then went, you know. Wow, they milked the system. Wow, I didn't even think about it. Because the Parkers was the next move. After Moesha's, the writers had another job. The producers had another job. It was a spinoff. And they was going to do a spinoff with me. I had the script, everything. There was a spinoff script. I was in the barbershop because on Moesha, they had me working in the barbershop. And my father was the guy from Cooley High, the smooth, cool nigga, who played Cold Cheeks. Not Cold. He played Lawrence. What's his name, man? Jacob. Lawrence Hilton. Jacob. There you go. He was my father on Moesha, and we had a spinoff. We sat there. They was like, "What you want your spinoff to be?" I was like, "I want to be in the barbershop." And it just didn't pop off, man. I almost had him. I was just too street. I almost had him, God. Almost had him, bro. That would have been crazy. If they would have spun the shit off. Even if I would have got 1 year, that would have been crazy. My stupid ass on network television with my own show, shit would have been crazy. And we was blowing it down on Moesha. we was in Cali. We was blowing it down.
right.
Straight up.
That rumor always been out there, yo, that her and Brandy was beefing and shit. But
Yeah. And that rumor was true. But like I said, they actresses. That shit probably was they probably was acting. Great fucking job.
yeah, you might be on to something, man. But I gotta ask you about this movie. Classic, man. Say the Last Dance. How did it come about you getting a role in that movie?
Oh yeah, Say the Last Dance, man. You know what the funny thing, I mentioned Usher. We had shot Light It Up in Chicago. Light It Up was a great movie. And the thing about Light It Up, I'm gonna piggyback that into what you were saying. Light It Up starred Usher, Rosario Dawson, Kerry Washington, that was her first movie, and Forrest Whitaker played the cop. Now here's the Strapped was directed by Forrest Whitaker. That was his first movie he directed. He chose me to be in Strapped to be an actor. When we did Light It Up, he was an actor and I was an actor. So now I'm acting in the movie with the same guy who put me in the movie business. I looked at Forrest Whitaker, and not only that we were in the same movie, I'm going at this motherfucker. I'm putting a gun to Forrest Whitaker's head. Nigga had to put I had to stand on the fucking table. This nigga like 6'2", my nigga. Like, I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna yoke this nigga? You know what I mean? Like, I told the nigga Forrest on the set, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You put me in the game and now I'm putting a gun in your head. That being said, we shot that movie in Chicago, man. In the fucking winter time. Never go to Chicago in the winter. November, December. Just go to Puerto Rico. Just move. It's different. Nigga, that shit was so fucking cold in Chicago shooting Light It Up, my nigga. I couldn't believe. I told my agent, don't ever send me to Chicago ever again. And guess what? The next year I did Light It Up in Chicago. November, December, January. Nigga, it was freezing. So when we did the second movie in Chicago, Say the Last Dance, that movie became a cult classic. Black guy, white girl, dancing. I play the bad guy. There's nobody can do the bad guy like me. I look up to Robert De Niro. That's my, I look up to those type of niggas, you know what I'm saying? Harvey Cartels, you know what I'm saying? Those guys made a career out of being bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Scarface, those are my niggas. Those who I look at. I'm the villain. So they needed a good villain for Say the Last Dance. I went in there and I had to fight for that role. There was this other actor that they wanted. And I got the part. There's a couple of movies that I auditioned for that I ain't get. 8 Mile, I auditioned for that. I auditioned for Makai Pfeiffer's part. I ain't get it. He did a wonderful job. But Paid in Full with Cameron, I auditioned for that. I ain't get it. I auditioned for Cameron role. He did a wonderful job. I ain't get that. Say the Last Dance, I got that. And we shot that in Chicago, and I met one of the illest niggas in my life filming that movie. Well, I met him from Light It Up, and I met a good dude out there. I met one of the illest money-getting niggas in Chicago at the time. My nigga Old Boy, right? This nigga named Old Boy, when I was shooting the movie Light It Up. We were staying in this building downtown, and some black kid had a Benz with the big rims on it. I'm like, is this nigga live in my building? Black nigga get the L Benz. So I told the doorman, yo, tell your man he a cool nigga. Tell him to holler at me. Doorman called me, yo, what's up? Come meet you. My man's downstairs with the Benz. Come downstairs. I went downstairs, met my man. I was with that nigga the whole time shooting that movie. This nigga was selling so much dope on the streets, my nigga. But I was with this nigga. We was popping 80 bottles in the club every night. Not 20, not 30, not 80 bottles, my nigga. This nigga was so rich, my nigga. We was in Chicago wilding. So I'm in Chicago, one of the illest niggas. He from low end 39th. I'm with the illest nigga. We popping bottles. We having a great time. Second year, I'm seeing him again. Same shit. We popping bottles. I met my nigga Kato. Kato was the nigga DMX was talking about. Kato, he was a Puerto Rican nigga. He was heavy in the game. He got murdered. Kato, that was my man. You know what I'm saying? Kato, that was my man, son. Puerto Rican nigga. We used to go to this club called the Tropicana, and they used to have girls fighting in the ring. Puerto Rican club. It was crazy, man. Chicago was crazy. Shout to Chi-Town, man. But back to the story. Say the Last Dance with Julian Stiles was one of the biggest movies I've ever been in, and I just want to say that movie was one of those movies, man. And I got to be a part of the soundtrack. Say the Last Dance soundtrack. I made a song called True Colors with Jill Scott, which is probably one of my best records ever. So Say the Last Dance was definitely a cult classic. And it's funny because Julia Stiles, we had an ill scene and I had to like smash her in the bathroom, and I didn't want to hurt her. Like, the only thing I was thinking about is every time the scene, are you okay? Are you okay? She was like, okay. I didn't want to hurt her, it was because the director wanted me to smash her against the thing, and I was so mean to that girl. She was just so nice, but I was just so fucking mean to her. And yeah, that was a great movie and had a great time. We partied every fucking night. The people from the movies was like, since it's a movie about clubs, you guys need to go to the club every night. So I was taking everybody to the club. I knew everybody, knew all the bouncers. I was getting everybody to the club. They was paying for it. It was 3 months of partying and filming. You know what I'm saying? And I had a great time. It was a great time, man. Say the Last Dance, one of the illest movies still to this day. But every time I hear that Ice Cube song on the radio, it just makes me go crazy, man. Like, yeah. You in the club, you be clubbing. Yo, every time I hear that song, we be clubbing. I want to fucking just like, ah! We be clubbing, yeah, that, oh my God. Man, I don't want to hear that song ever again. They played that shit over and over in the fucking movie. Every fucking scene, it was that song they played. That song is like a nightmare. I hear that shit, and all I think about is Say the Last Dance. It's fact. Word.
Yo, man, let the people know what you got popping right now, yo.
Oh, man, right now we got the world tour popping, man. OnyxHQ.com. It starts April 4th. We going everywhere. We going all over the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we going to Paris, Spain, Barcelona, this, we going everywhere, man. So that's the big thing. 30 years of hip hop, we're keeping the brand, the logo. Jam Master Jay's not here, X1 is not here, Shot Skills is not here, Big DS, rest in peace. A lot of my brothers from Onyx ain't here, man. And me and Sticky Fingers, we got the flags. We still got the flags going, man. You know what I'm saying? So we on tour. Just finished a dope movie called Lord Have Mercy. Dope movie. Lord Have Mercy. Make sure you go check that when it comes out. About this chick named Mercy. She's just going around shooting shit, reading the Bible, murdering motherfuckers. So yeah, I just finished that. About to do another movie called Money Talks, going to New York to film that. Dope movie about this $100 bill that just keeps floating around and goes into different people's pockets, and the story keeps changing. So I'm about to get into that. But other than that, man, I'm just chilling, man, doing beats. I got the best beats in the game. I look up to producers like Premier. I look up to producers like Primo, Diamond D, Buck Wild, niggas like Alchemist. You know, I'm next up as far as those type of beats. I think 2024, I'm gonna probably have the illest beats in the game. I finished UFO Fever album, Spanish kid from Harlem, Puerto Rican kid from Harlem album is crazy. Finished Ricky Bass album, another Puerto Rican. You know, I fuck the Puerto Ricans, man. You know what I'm saying? My niggas is nice. Ricky Bass album done. Johnny Voga, another Puerto Rican nigga. His album is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's finished. I think Johnny Voga, his album, he just called Johnny Voga album. I wanna, you know, I think all those albums could get fucking Grammys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Killer Mike, salute to Killer Mike. Always show love. I think these albums could get a Grammy like Killer Mike. You know, my production is crazy, and I got an album with my brother called Blunt Brothers. That's coming out. I didn't produce that joint, but me and my little brother, we 20 years apart. Me and my little brother, and there's a generation gap between my music and his music, but we came together to produce an album called Blunt Brothers. And I just wanted to do that with my little brother. You know, he loves music. He loves trap music. He loves, you know, he's into that shit. But we got an album called Blunt Brothers. Me and my little brother, Bamboo Star, Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It don't stop. It don't stop. And the Onyx documentary, I'm gonna put it out there. Will be produced this year. And there is an Onyx script, 162 pages. That will be probably produced, but we need a lot of money to get that produced. But the documentary is in the works. And yeah, man, Onyx is the brand. I just want to shout all the villains in the industry. Shout to Charleston White. Shout to Blueface. Shout to all the wild niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because they entertain me. Shout to Cat Williams. All them niggas. Yeah, this is entertainment, man. I love it, man. This hip hop is a movie, and I'm definitely rooting for the villains over here, man.